Hello friends. So friends, recently CBSE has added one chapter, that is non-profit organization, that we couldn't cover in the last lecture series. So I'll be covering this now. Non-profit organization, right? So this is a recently added one. Now, for non-profit organization, you need to understand what is the meaning of the non-profit organization, right? What are the functions of the non-profit organization? What are the compositions of the non-profit organization? And if we talk from the accounting point of view, you should know how the accounting for this non-profit organization is done, right? So for its meaning to understand, what I will do, I'll divide it into two parts. The first element is non-profit, right? The second element is organization, right? So what I have done, I have divided this non-profit organization into two parts, right? One is the non-profit thing, the other is the organization thing, right? Now, first we'll talk about the organization. What is organization? Organization means where there is a group of people, where there is a group of people, right? Group of people means where two or more people, right? Two or more people, right? They join hands for some work, right? So what is an organization? Where there is a group of people. Group of people means where two or more people, they join hands for some work, right? So that is an organization. This means if we talk about the non-profit organization, it will consist of a group of people, right, who have joined hands for a particular work, for the accomplishment of some work. Clear? Now, talking of the non-profit, see, when we discuss the partnership, I told you what its main aim is. Its main aim was earning the profits, and those profits were being distributed between the partners. Now, when we talk about this NPO, non-profit organization, the name itself suggests that profit is not the main motive here. In the non-profit organization, the profit is not the main motive. Here, profit is not the main motive, right? So when we talk about the non-profit organization, the first thing is that it is a group of people who join hands for some work, right? The second important point here in case of the non-profit organization is that profit is not the main motive of this group of people who are working for some work, right? For example, let's take an example. You are a group of 5 friends, right? A group of 5 friends, right? Now, you decide to help poor children, right, in your nearby locality. Now, where you live, you have a locality where some poor children live, right, who cannot afford the education, who cannot afford the basic necessities of the life, right? So you are a group of friends, you are a group of 5 friends who decide to help these children. How you want to help these children? You say, we will provide them with the books for studying, provide them books, right? One thing. Second thing, you can pay for their school fees, pay for their school fees, right? You can arrange for some activities for them. You can arrange for some activities, some games for them. Activities oblique games, right? So now tell me, when you decided to make this group and help these poor children with these things, what was on your mind? In your mind was to help these children, and making this group, was there a profit motive anywhere? Was there a profit motive anywhere? No. So this is what, if you call this five friends, I'll call this a non-profit organization. I'll call this a non-profit organization. Right? Why? Because it is satisfying both the conditions. Which conditions? That a group of people, because you are a group of five friends. Then second condition, profit is not the motive. Yes, obviously, when you have decided to help these poor children, right, then the profit is not the motive. What is the motive? The motive is to help the people, to help these poor children, right? With this motive only, the non-profit organizations are set up, right? The profit is not the motive. When we talked about the partnership thing, when we talk about the company accounts, right, there we always have the motive of earning the higher profits. Why? Because those profits is your income. Those profits will be distributed among the partners. Those profits will be distributed among the directors, right? But when you talk about the non-profit organization, the profit is never the motive. Clear? So now you might say that, sir, if the profit is not the motive, then what is the need of maintaining the accounts? That we are five friends, we have made a group, we want to help the children. Then do we need to maintain the accounts? We are a non-profit organization, right? We are not earning any income. We are not earning any income. Then why do we need to maintain the accounts? Yes, the government says that even if you are a non-profit organization, you need to maintain the accounts. Why? The government says that if you have to arrange for these things, right, for these things you need money. From where will you get this money? You will get this money from these members only, these five friends only. From five members of non-profit organization, I can say this. From the five members of non-profit organization, you will get the money. The government says you have to record this money somewhere. You have to account for this money that you are receiving from the members. And there is a possibility that you might get this money from other people also, like your parents, right? Then other society members. Because you are doing a very noble cause, and your parents and your other society members think that yes, we should contribute for this cause, right? Then they might pay you the money. So the government says non-profit organization, although the objective is not the earning money, but yes, they are getting money from somewhere, only then you can fulfill your noble cause. How can you provide for the school fees? If you have the money in hand, only then you can provide for the school fees. How will you get the money? From the members of the non-profit organization. If you are five friends, right, you have saved some money in your piggy bank, right? You will break that piggy bank and use that money, right? So the government says wherever the money element is involved, you need to account for that money element. That what are the sources for that money basically, right? What are the sources for that money, right? So that's why the government said that even if you are a non-profit organization, your aim is not of earning the profits, but because you will be getting some money, you will be spending some money, right? Then you must account for that money. You should give the account that from where you get the money and from where did you spend that money. Clear? That is what the government asks for from the non-profit organizations, right? Now, if we talk about the non-profit organizations, if we talk the money from the non-profit organization, most of the money is received in cash, right? Cash is the major source of receipts for the non-profit organization, right? Why? Because when you are five friends who have made a group, you can't ask anyone to put the money in the bank. Because if you will ask, you cannot open a bank account on the NPO name, right? Second thing, you can, if you have a registered organization, if you have a registered non-profit organization, then you can open the bank account also, right? But if you are a group of five friends, can you open a bank account? No. So what will you do? You will take the cash from the members, you will take the cash from the parents, you will take the cash from the other members of a society, right? So the major source of receipt and payment is the cash. In case of the non-profit organization, you can also have a bank account, right? If it is a registered NPO, registered organization, you can also have a bank account. Clear? So, but the major transactions are in cash only. It is the major source. Clear? So this is clear. What is NPO? Right? I have explained it with example. Now, when we talk about the accounting treatment of NPO, now if I talk about the accounting treatment for NPO. Now, how the accounting is to be done for the NPO, right? So basically, there are three things that the NPO has to make. Number one is receipts and payments, account. Clear? This is the first thing that they need to prepare. The second thing that they need to prepare is income and expenditure account. Clear? The third thing that they need to make is balance sheet. As every other business is making, they also need to make a balance sheet, right? So these are the three things that the non-profit organization they have to prepare: receipts and payment account, income and expenditure account, and the balance sheet. Now, if we talk about the receipts and payment account, it is just a copy of cash account. It is similar to cash account, right? We'll discuss this in detail, right? How it is similar to cash account, how it is prepared. So receipt and payment is nothing but the cash account, but for every NPO they have to prepare receipt and payment account, they have to prepare income and expenditure account, and they have to prepare a balance sheet, right? Then what else we are going to cover in this chapter is some important adjustments we need to understand. Like there is subscriptions, legacies, right? So we'll understand all these. For example, subscriptions. Now, what is a subscription? We'll see, right? So we will be understanding all these terms. So this is what we will be covering in this topic of NPO, receipt and payment account, income and expenditure account, and the balance sheet. So my main purpose was to make you understand What is an NPO? Right? It is an organization, it is a group of people whose main motive is not to earn the profits, but to help the people, social cause, help people, help contribute in the social cause, right? It is the main purpose of NPO. The major transactions are in cash. And why the accounting is done? Because the government says wherever the money element is involved, you have to give the account for that. That from where you have received the money and where you have spent the money, right? So for that, they ask the NPOs also to prepare the accounts. And what are the accounts they need to prepare? They need to prepare three things: receipt and payment account, income and expenditure account, and balance sheet, right? So friends, in the next lecture we'll start with the first one, that is receipts and payments account. Receipts and payments account, right? And if you have any queries, you can send me an email, and my email address is ksjteaching, right, @gmail.com, right? So in the next lecture, we'll start with receipts and payment account, right? Thank you so much, friends.